Thank you very much for having me on your show. Um, as you know, that the situation is critical since the past 24 hours, and it will remain critical for the next 48 hours. Reason being that we have this is the second phase of the flood in Multan. Initial peak was like 3 days ago, and then since last night, the water coming down from Trimu, which is the barrage just before Multan, and the water has started adding up. Um, there was a few days lag, and the water was decreasing gradually, but right now it is at standstill, and we are very close to our breaching point at the Shersha Bandh. The thing is that the we were told yesterday by the technical committee, which was formed by the government, which has to decide on the breaches. We've got two breach points in Multan. Number one was at Head Muhammad Wala Bridge, which is now all right, which is the scale shows that we are okay. But at the Shersha Bandh, there's a lot of pressure on the Shersha Bandh, and the technical committee had decided that uh, it is. It was very, very close to actually, it crossed the breaching point today, but it has still not been breached. We are hoping that in the middle of the night, sometime it will be breached. And if that happens, seven or eight more villages or mozas, we call it, would get affected. Right now, we have the number of displaced people stands at just above 400,000 in Multan, and the number of livestock which is with them is 295,000. And we are having difficulties in providing them relief. There are women and children in camps, and there are 26 uh, camps formed by the Punjab government, but there are many other uh, such camps which are established by NGOs, some by our political party. I am a member of the National Assembly, and my 61 mozas of my constituency are right now fully flooded, and the number of people who are affected in my constituency stands just more than 100,000. All right. So my appeal is definitely with the federal government to impose an agriculture emergency. Right now, whenever we are at the camp, trying to facilitate people, trying to give them food, give them tents, provide hygiene kits for the women, and shoes for children, clothes for children, because the problem was that for the past 3 days, there was we are going through the 10th spell of monsoon in Pakistan. So for the past 3 days, it's been raining here, and women and children are without shelter at night and during the day. It's been raining, and they what their problems are. Number one is that they're worried about their houses, which have been completely destroyed due to the water which has been standing at 11 feet and then comes down to 9 feet. And since last night, new water is adding up in Chenab River. But you know that we are at the eastern side of Pakistan, and the eastern rivers, the three eastern rivers, which is the Ravi, Chenab, and Sutlej, they all affect Multan. If I am talking about Sadr Tehsil, that's Chenab River. And if we are talking about the Jalalpur Tehsil, which is the last Tehsil of of Multan. That's the river Sutlej is affecting that. I'll come to Jalalpur later on because Jalalpur is also very, very critical, and around 220,000 people were evacuated in the past 48 hours because there was a scare a few days ago that even the Jalalpur city might get flooded, and the population of Jalalpur city is more than 550,000. The number of displaced personnel would have risen drastically if that had happened. Currently, we are talking about relief activities, and people are worried about whenever we go see them, they are worried about their houses and demand that what about our houses? Will we be, compensated? Our houses are fallen down, walls have partially damaged, and after this water goes down, they'll have to go back to their houses, which will be destroyed, and that's when the government needs to step forward and support them. I understand that it's a huge task, and that is why I have asked for to impose an agriculture emergency, and also we've asked the government to appeal to the United Nations. There are two types of appeals. Number first is for the relief activities, and the second one is for the rehabilitation and reconstruction phase, and they might need to host a donors conference for that. And in order to do that, the government of Pakistan, the federal government, and the foreign ministry needs to file an appeal in the United Nations. One thing we need to realize is that this flood has been unprecedented, and it has broken all records of irrigation departments, historic records, because it was very difficult for us to get people to leave their houses and come to the flood bandh or come to the safe areas where we've set up camps. They used to tell us that, oh, in 1988 water didn't come here, in 92 water didn't come here, in 2010 we didn't see this much level of water, and but now they all say this, that this has been the worst flood of their lifetime. We are still in the relief and rescue stage, because people thought that the water will start going down, so they started going back to their houses. And when the new spell of water came in, they got stuck, and then they started calling us, started calling the rescue services. We've got the army here. There are 30 plus boats being operational in day and night, and they're trying to rescue people, and also rescue their livestock, because livestock is a very important part of their lives, and and there is a shortage of fodder for the livestock. We've asked the provincial government to look into the criteria of fodder distribution. Right now, the criteria is not sufficient because people who living in the riverbanks, their livelihood is heavily relied on livestock. Let me come to the provincial government first. Provincial government had enough time, and they had at least 2 weeks warning that there'll be floods coming in Multan. I'll talk about Multan because I was also my constituency, and also I've been involved in the flood management and setting up camps. So the Punjab government was very very early. They try to educate people about the floods, and they try to convince people to leave their house. I understand it was a very difficult job because I myself was involved in it, and I know how difficult it is to convince people to leave their houses. They had set up camps with medical facilities, with livestock department there checking the livestock, providing fodder, food for the children and women, because men were still at their homes, trying to guard their houses because they were also worried about the safety of their houses. But when the water came they came out, and it started cramping the government camps which were set up. So it few things I would give it to the Punjab government that they tried their level best to provide good facilities to all the displaced personnel. They were portable washrooms. This was the first time I've seen them during the floods. They had were involved in distributing camps there, and things were all right. But since more people started coming into the camps, there were no more space. So what they decided that they will put up some marquees, which are those giant marquees where the wedding people started moving into them. So there's a camp in my constituency called the Langreal camp, which had 1,600 tents in it. Each tent occupied 4 to 5 people, and when the space got cramped, they set up four big marquees there, and people moved into that. So now, uh, the number one complaint still is that people don't have tents. They are demanding more tents from us, and we are in South Punjab. Over here, people there is a parda system. Women over here want to be covered. They live in their houses. They don't want men to interact with them a lot. Men outside their families. So it was very difficult for us to take care of that element. So tents was their number one demand. Number two was the livestock fodder. We call it vanda, and the vanda distribution in Multan was very critical because the number of animals at some places outnumbered the number of people there, and we calculated. So there were issues with that, and the issues are still the issues still exist, and people are not happy with the Punjab government right now. They think that their animals are not being taken care of. They are not being given tents because they want to stay close to their houses. Even if they want the flood ban, we've got 100-kilometer flood ban, and that's where they want to set up their camps. And the government wanted them to move into government schools, hospitals, and all the government buildings. So that's the major concern. That's why they're not happy with the Punjab government. All right. So this land, which we call it Kacha, that's where the river bed is, and people who have been farming there have been farming there for many years, and the land over there is really fertile. So the number one crop over there is sugarcane, and then there are mango orchards. Multan is famous for mangoes, and this entire Chenab belt has got mango orchards on the both side. One side is Multan, the other side is Muzaffargarh, and then there is a huge, vegetable farming, which we are exporting as well. So there is potatoes, there is arbi, there are other small vegetables which have been completely destroyed. We were hoping that the mango orchards would be saved because mango trees are taller, and but unfortunately, some of them have been completely submerged in the water. Let me come to the things we need right now. Is number one, there's a demand for tents in Punjab, in south of Punjab, and in Multan. There's a demand for dry ration. There's a demand for uh, animal fodder. There's a demand for clothes for women and children, and shoes for children aged 2 to 8. Then women's sanitation kits are required here. Clean drinking water is required here. Government of Punjab is giving them food, cooked food. They're getting through the government, through us, through NGOs, Baitul Mal, multiple organizations. People have also stepping up and providing them food, but that's mostly rice. And people are fed up of eating rice now. They demand, bread from us now. And these are, things which are required in Multan right now.